This is Tuck with Tuck GC. We are in Lorton, Virginia, and we just finished up a nice double-wide CG-9D apron. Now I'm going to go through, since this is an apron-only project, we didn't do the driveway, I'm going to explain to you a little more detail about this CG-9D. Let's take a closer look. So one of the biggest things you'll notice on this detail is basically starting at the back of the sidewalk, right there, to the back of the curb over here. Whatever that distance is what the radius is supposed to be. So you set an access point there, and you literally come along and set this radius perfectly. Now where a lot of people mess up on these things is basically in this transition right here. What VDOT's looking for is that curb to lay down almost instantly flat like that, and then have no lip. So it's a nice smooth transition. You could see a car could come flying up in here and have no issue getting into that side. When you come here, you're going to always want an expansion joint down the middle, as well as expansion joint material across where the driveway is. Again, you saw the expansion joint material there, and then the expansion joint material here. Same on this side, same on this side. So let's take a look at the radius over here. Same deal. You set that access point over there. You can probably barely see the paint mark over there where we had the pen, but we do that radius right here and then lay that curve down flat. So you want them to match, you want them to look good, and this is what they should look like. Probably one of the most critical things with these aprons is that VDOT is very particular about this cross slope here. Now we have sidewalks existing on both sides, so we wanted to match that, but you always want to take a string line and run it from this point straight across there, so you can make sure you can see our part of the apron there is almost perfectly level, just a little bit of slope until it gets to that break point, and that's when it slopes down to the street. Here's what it looks like from the rear. Now remember folks, this is just poured. The guys just pulled out, so that's why it's not even setting up yet. You're seeing a little bit of the whiteness come through here, but in a few days this whole thing's going to be a white color. We're going to come back and clean up this driveway for them. Obviously we can't do that when the concrete's wet, and then same thing on the street. So in a week from now this will all be cleaned up, taped down, and looking good. Now one more minor thing to touch on here. When we took out this section here, curb and gutter, you may ask why we took so much. Basically from this seam where the apron ended to where the first seam in the curb and gutter, there was only about a 5-foot length there. And then this next section was only about 5.5 feet, and I maybe could have cheated it in the middle and got away with it, but there was a big crack right here, and we knew that VDOT would probably say we cracked it, so we were like, let's just replace this whole section. Now on this side, it was a little more pronounced, so we basically just had a seam here, so we just came to the next gutter section. You see we had 6 feet left there, we had a little over 6 feet here, and we just poured this new section. VDOT wants 6-foot sections minimum. We also reset the mailbox here for the client. This apron was probably about this wide before, like maybe 12 feet, I forget exactly. I think it was 10 to 12 feet, so somewhere right here is pretty small. You can see with this big beautiful house, you need this double wide apron. So even though this house was just built, they came in and put a nice apron and redid their driveway. Now they got beautiful parking. Well, thanks for watching, and please give us a call for any of your apron needs. We'd be happy to bid the work for you as well. Take care and have a good day.